Hello beautiful people, welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Miss Evans Ogochukwu, and in today's tutorial we'll be drafting a simple flayed short pant. If this is your first time coming across my video, you are highly welcome. I really appreciate you stopping by. Please subscribe to my channel, click on the notification button. It's going to remind you anytime I release a new video. So guys, let's get the work started. So the instrument we'll be using for this pattern drafting is my pattern paper, my tape, my scissors, all right, and of course my marker. So guys, let's begin with the measurement. The first measurement that I will take is my waist measurement. Divide your round waist by 4. Anything you get, you are going to trace it round from the apex of the paper. Like mine, I got 33 for my waist measurement. So when I divided mine by 4, it gave me 8 and quarter. So guys, make sure you place your tape at the tip of this paper, at the apex of this paper, then go round by that 8 and quarter. All right, so guys, see what I'm doing. So this is it guys. The next thing I'm going to do is to measure my full length. All right, so guys, my full length, the full length that I'll be using for this short flayed pant is 19 inches. Okay, so guys, I'll be going down by, but because this is a pattern paper, I'll be adding extra allowance for my hemming. Okay, so guys, I'm going to be adding 1.5 inches for my hemming. So I now not go down by, this is my 19 inches, this is my 1.5 inch. All right, so guys, I will now go down with 20.5 inches.
Yeah, all I get a great cat, baby. And I. Girl, now you the ginger. If you know how you dey cause it trouble. Shit, you know go one person. Love the way you dey dance.
The next thing that I'm going to do is to measure out my crouch measurement, or you call it your flap. So I'll be going in by 3 inches. First, I'll be going in by 3 inches. Okay, so this is my crouch. You place your tape here, measure out 3 inches for your crouch. All right, then my crouch measurement, my actual crouch measurement is 11 inches. So I'll be going down by 11 inches from here. Right, I'll mark it 11 inches. Then from these 3 inches, I am going to be going, I will go down from these 3 inches here and meet it here at this point. Okay, so guys, I'll join it with a straight line. I hope you guys understood what I did. So the next thing that I'm going to do is to make an L shape. All right, I will be making an L shape here. Okay, so let's go in guys. So this is it for my L shape. Guys, make sure that your line is perfect. So this is it guys. The next thing I'm going to do is to go in by 2 inches from here, and I'll mark it 2 inches from the full length. I'm going to mark it, then meet it at this point. Okay, so guys, take a look at what I did here. I went in by 2 inches from the full length, and I now joined it with my crouch line here. So this is it. So guys, the next thing I'm going to do is to measure my round waist measurement. Okay, so you place your tape here from this crouch line, and you go round and measure your waist measurement. Like mine is 8 and quarter. Guys, see what I'm doing? I place my tape here. I'm going to follow this line. I'm not going to make it straight. All right, so I'm now going round to mark out my 8 and quarter inches. I'm now going round. Guys, this is my 8 and quarter inches. All right, so guys, I'm going to add my stitching allowance. It depends on how you want your allowance to be. Like mine, I use 1.5 inches for my stitching allowance. So I will now mark mine. So guys, this is it. I'm now going to mark a straight line to meet at my full length. Okay, the next thing that I'm going to do is to go up by 1 inch from here. I'll mark it, go in by 4 inches from the crouch, then make a slant line to meet the lines. Okay, so from here I am going up by 1 inch from the extreme. I went up by 1 inch, and from here I will go in by 4 inches. All right, make sure that you follow the lines, don't make it straight. This is my 4 inches. I'll mark it, so I will now make a curve in order to meet with this line. Okay, this is for the slanting that we normally do at the front of our pants. So I'm now going to make this line. So this is it, guys. So guys, I want to explain something now. Our main concentration is going to be based on this waistline. Okay, so guys, measure this your waistline again after making this slanting, because sometimes it normally affects us if you don't measure it and cut. Now take a look at what I'm trying to explain. Go around again from this your crouch line, measure your waist again. Sometimes it doesn't correspond after lifting up this space. Okay, so we are now going to measure my waist. Like mine is 8¼ I'm going to measure it now to make sure that it's still at that 8¼ all right, so guys, I'm now going up. Mine is now 9.5. Is still complete. Okay, and there's other part that is remaining. Now listen, if you measure your own, this line, we are no longer making use of it. All right, so this is the line that we are now making use of. So when after measuring this, if you measure your own and it happens that is now lesser than your waist measurement, please, the remaining inches, put it here at the back of this place, mark it, and then rule it with a straight line and join it with your full length. Okay, mine is 9¼ it still corresponds. Okay, so make sure that you measure this round waist measurement very well to make sure that it's still aligned with your actual waist measurement. Please don't make this mistake. Okay, so this is it for my waist measurement. All right, so guys, the next thing to do now is to go round by 0.5 inch, because we are using a pattern paper. I'm not going to trace it round, so that when cutting it in actual fabric. There's another thing that I want to ship in here, guys. There are some people that don't like their flare to be too wide. You understand? So if you don't want your flare to be too wide, like you don't want your flare to be too wide, the only thing that you have to do here is, like my lap measurement is 24. If you measure it from here, you will notice that 24 is somewhere here. All right, so if you don't want your flare to be too wide, the only thing you are going to do is any place that you want it to stop at, just mark it. Like if I want to stop the flare somewhere here, if I want to reduce it a bit, I will mark that 7 here, then connect it with a straight line from here. All right, connect it with a straight line. So that's the only thing you are going to do if you want to shorten the flare. Make sure that your tape is here at the tip of this your measurement. Okay, at the tip of your waist measurement, then you connect it with a dot if you want to shorten the flare. This is for the people that don't like their flare to be too wide, but if you want it to be too wide, you can leave it where it is. So this is it. You want to shorten it. Okay, so guys, this is it. I ruled with a straight line. This is for people that want to shorten their flare. If you don't want it to be too to be too flayed, you can use this line. Then while cutting, you cut it out like this. But if you want it to be too flayed, this is how it's going to look like. Okay, so I'm going to name this one my front pattern. So this is my front pattern. We are going to draft our back pattern now. For the back piece, guys, go down by 8¼ remember what we did when we were measuring our waist. For the front piece, we go in by 8¼ and connect it to
Why they kind of fire? Mommy, be cool. Let's hop in my Maserati.
and I'm going to measure out my crouch, but this crouch is going to be different from the front crouch. Okay, so I'll be going in by 4 inches for the back, but for the front I use 3 inches. So I'm not going in by 4 inches for my butt allowance. So this is my 4 inches. I'll mark it. My crouch depth is 11, so I'm going to trace out this 11 from here. I'm going to mark it, then connect them together. 11. I'll mark it up with a straight line. So guys, this is for my crouch. Okay, so we are making an L shape for this my crouch. So this is it, guys. So guys, next thing I did is I placed my front pattern here on top of this back pattern. Okay, and I'll place my front pattern here. I'm now going to trace the full length, the side, and also add 1 inch.
Hop in my Maserati, baby, hop in my Maserati. I say hop in my Maserati.
This is the normal tracing of the front pieces at the back piece. So guys, the only thing we are going to do here is at this crouch line, we are now going to add extra 1 inch. Oh, sorry, my own did not reach up to extra 1 inch, but when cutting it in actual fabric, I'm going to do that. So if your own reached up to 1 inch, just mark 1 inch for your butt allowance. Connect it to the full length. Okay, the next thing I'm going to do now is to thicken the lines. Okay, the next thing we are going to do now is to go up by 1.5 inches from this crouch line here. The reason why we are doing it is because we want to replace the slanting that we did in our front pattern. Okay, so we are now going to go up by 1.5 inches from here. This is it. This is my 1.5 inches. All right, I'm now going to connect it with this crouch line. Now we are now going to slant it into this line. All right, please make sure that your own is perfect. All right, this is it, guys. Slant it back, slant it back. So this is it, guys. So guys, please pay a very good attention to this. After joining this line, this 1.5 inch that you just connected, after joining it with your waistline, measure your waistline again to make sure that it fits in perfectly. Okay, like my waistline is 8¼ I'm not going to measure it back again. See, it exceeded, it's now 9 inches. Measure your own. If your own is now shorter than your waistline, please go to the extreme, add extra inches in order to complete your waist measurement. So guys, remember we are no longer making use of this line. This one is out. This is where you take your new measurement, and I'm going to name this one my back pattern. Guys, remember my crouch flay shortened a bit here. I'm going to place a paper to meet up with the remaining part here that is shortened. Okay, let's fix the little problem that we have in this crouch. You know, my paper shortened a bit here, so I cut out a tiny piece from this paper. I attached it here with a pin. So I'm now going to complete this 1 inch. Make sure that you complete it, don't just leave it, so that it's not going to affect you after stitching. So this is my 1 inch coming out by 1 inch here. I'm going to complete it. So this is it, guys. And the next problem that we have, sorry, the other problem that we have, please make sure that it's equal. I ran out of seal tape. Okay, if you have a seal tape, you can just seal it here. Oh my god, if you have a seal tape, you can just seal it up so that it's going to be straight. But I ran out of seal tape, so I'm now using pin. That's why it's just shaking like this. But make sure that you make use of pin while doing your own. So, but when cutting out, I'm going to be measuring it while cutting it out. The next problem that we have here is this. In this flay, when I was plotting out this flay, it shortened a bit again because of the pattern paper. So guys, I'm now going to, you know that our full length is 21.5. So I'm now going to complete it. I'm now going to complete it. Make sure you place your tape here. All right, I'm now going to complete it. So this is it, guys. It's now completed. Okay, I think we have now fixed our little problem. So the next thing,
and I just wanna see you right. Somebody needs somebody. My body needs your body. I'm more checker. All of you. Somebody needs somebody. My body.
guys, this is it for my short flayed pants. This is my front pattern and this is my back pattern. Okay, if you see the two waist measurements, they are equal, and the full length, they are also equal. The only difference here is my cross measurement, which I went out by 1 inch, but the full length is equal. So guys, I'm hoping to see you in my next tutorial for my sewing tutorial. Please guys, stay tuned. Bye. Thanks for watching.